Alright, so Mom, as promised, I told you I would show you what my patio setup is like. It's not looking like much now because it's just, you know, winter's just ended, but there's the patio, and then this is like what the rest of my apartment complex looks like, and oh my gosh, there's Tim. He's here a little earlier than expected. Hey, buddy.
What's up?
I shouldn't say buddy, I should say honey, because he's my honey.
I say buddy too.
Where are you coming from?
The record store.
The record store? You know what I think this means?
A vinyl video.
A spontaneous vinyl video.
It's my workout. Alright, let's get this show rolling.
Okay, let's do it. Sorry, Mom. Have to be another time.
Okay. I got some good stuff. So, I got $80 of credit to a store.
$80? What'd you trade in?
Stuff that doesn't matter. Like Billy Joel and Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, they would be so sad to hear that.
You can get them anywhere. Here we go. These are the 3 new releases that I got, which is my treasuring when I can spend money on credits. With credits. This is New America Part 2, Return of the Ankh from Erykah Badu.
Erykah Badu, I love her.
Yeah, this is, I'm excited for us to listen to this together. There's a J Dilla track on here. The whole album is really smooth. I haven't listened to this album in a few years. It came out in 2010. I haven't listened to it since that year.
I want to listen to that right
I'll
now.
listen to it afterward, I promise. It's awesome. The gatefold's really sweet. And the artwork is just superb.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's a really, really good
Wow.
packaging.
Check that out.
The inner sleeve has the pictures on it, too. So it's a really good packaging. I'm really happy about it.
Wow. Good find, honey.
I tried.
What else we got?
Aha! You have the Impulse reissue series of John Coltrane, A Love Supreme.
Nice.
Jim and the Missus have been listening to this, and it was actually in a film they recently saw called Blue Like Jazz. We saw private screening. And it has this really, really nice gatefold with, you know, I've never listened to it before, you know. It has these lyrics, a lot to do with God on here, A Love Supreme, and maybe that's why it was in the film we saw, since it's based on ideas with God. And then it has this little section right here that says, you know, Dear the Listener, and it's from John Coltrane. This is me my first real time spending time listening to him. I'm very excited.
I am too.
Let's see. I'm going to show you gatefolds on like you did. Now, you know I've been wanting this for a long time because I want to own it so bad on vinyl.
Drake. Drake.
Take
I knew
Care.
it.
I love this. I listened to this so much in my car this year. This is Drake's Take Care.
He goes by Drizzy, right?
Drizzy Drake.
Drizzy Drake.
And then people who know him, like my man Eric, he lives in Canada, and he was mentioning how he saw Drake in just in record stores and stuff. And I said he would know him by, they call him Jimmy, because that was his name in Degrassi. They call him Wheelchair Jimmy because he got shot in the Degrassi scene with the kid shooting.
Oh.
Really intense.
Yeah, that sounds intense.
Okay, so that's the 3 new things. I'm always excited to have new ones. Now these are obviously the ones that are used, but they're amazing because they're all new things. Some I know, some I don't. Most of them I don't. I know this lady though, Marlena Shaw. Who is this? Anyway.
What?
Yeah, and it's really a great record. She does a lot of things on here. A lot of really nice things written up here on top of it, with her thoughts on the album. And it's also my first Blue Note recording that I have, first Blue Note record, and it's actually on a in the original Blue Note sleeve, inner sleeve, which I really think is really cool.
Nice.
So I don't know if all of them have it or not, but it's nice to have a Blue Note. So, and this was what year was this one again? You can't spot it. It's okay. Okay, so I'll tell you in a second. You can tell people about it. This is called Doll. The band called Doll by Doll. Remember, it's their first album. It came out in 1979. And when I heard the first song, I was loving it. And there's a guy who's the lead singer who writes all the music named Jackie Levin. And this stuff is freaking awesome from the first couple songs I heard. And Mary has particular taste, so she can tell you what she thought of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly my style of music, but I can have an appreciation for all kinds. And when I was listening to it, I closed my eyes and I was imagining myself driving down a desolate Arizona highway in the heat of the summer in like a 1978 rusted out Cordova with everything I own in the back on my way to like a ghetto desert motel that I was gonna live out of or something. I mean, it gives you like that vibe, that feeling, you know.
Which I think is funny because I feel like everyone would love that.
That vibe, that feeling.
Yeah, that's a great way. I mean, people are like, let me check that out. It sounds like success. Automatic Record Company, the label I never had. Now this guy is a guy named Johnny Hilton. I listened to the first side twice and I really enjoyed it. He's a singer-songwriter, really good voice. Last song is like a 7-minute song that's really, really good stuff. Now, what's interesting is that this is on a label. You can zoom up on this one. This is on Quiet Place Records. And it actually is from a label in Columbia, South Carolina. And it came out in 78.
Columbia's only about an hour and a half from here.
Right. It's in 78. Now it's also the number, the code number is QPR001, so it's the first one ever put out on the label. I don't know if there's any more, because I can't find anything else on this guy online, except that it actually it was going online. It sold on eBay a couple times with like 6 different bidders, and it ended up selling for like $50.
Wow.
So it's definitely something people are selling.
Yeah, valuable.
I don't know if it's the only record on the label or whatever, but I mean.
Good find.
Thanks. You can't find anything else from the guy, so. But, you know, like I was mentioning to Donna, the things I look for, like, I mean, I'm just into these type of record sleeves.
Yeah.
You know, I like up-close faces, I like those types of things. It's faded, it's just, that turns me on. It reminds me of the Dory
monochromatic
Previn.
color scheme.
It reminds me of the Dory Previn record that I had when I first started looking, that's very faded. This is my first time listening to these guys, everyone knows them. Echo and the Bunnymen, Porcupine.
What's on the front of that? Is that like a frozen waterfall?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I want to find out where that is and go.
It is. It's all wintry-like. This is their third album that was put out on... I don't remember. I'm trying to get the year. I think it was 19... Oh, you know what? This is the re-release, I think. It says 1983 and 2011, which is even better if I got the re-release of it.
That's cool.
I listened to the first couple songs and Mary wanted to know what was next, so...
Yeah, not my style.
It's a new wave band. Most people know them. It's in great shape though. It says 1972. I think that's the label that put it out, but I didn't realize it was a re-release. So that's cool. I like having them.
I'm trying to get better at saying it's not my style rather than I don't like it.
Or you can just get into, you know, you'll say more about it. Things. Now this is the only one I haven't listened to anything of yet. His name is Eric Matthews. I once saw in the past more expensive, and it was only $5. It's The Lateness of the Hour. It's his second album. Now it's on Sub Pop Records, which is the same one, has the same, you know, the same looking label that the Iron and Wine label we have. Same sort of little Sub Pop record. And it has the lyrics booklet as well.
Nice.
Lyric sheet. And then it comes with
What's
a
that?
45 of the song My Morning Parade.
Came with a 45?
Yep, inside it.
Wow.
I was excited. It actually had like everything, you know, had some goodies in there.
Bet you were like a kid on Christmas morning.
I really, really like this batch of records. And really, this is not going in there well. You didn't tell me that. It's hard to tell. I'm wasting so much time on it. I'll do it later. Sorry. Okay. Bam! This is my first Herbie Hancock.
Herbie Hancock.
This is called the album Thrust, which is the first one that came out after Headhunters, which I know is his big breakout album. And supposedly this is just as good. It's a continuation of that sound. Has songs Spankily, Butterfly, Actual Proof, and Palm Grease on there. 4 tracks, longer songs, which I like.
Look at that artwork. It's very like psychedelic.
It's awesome. And this is, like, I'll be honest with you, jazz is hard for me sometimes. So when you gotta focus on one guy maybe, and then like maybe I'll like him,
follow his career,
and I'll follow him and his records I see, and then maybe from there I might get into maybe the you know, all the personnel from the people that work on his records. And a lot of times these jazz guys have their own records, and then span out, you know. Yeah,
me personally, I'm a little more into like the old school jazz, not necessarily like the electronic jazz like this. It's a little more funk, I think, and that's usually not quite my style. Yeah.
And then they had a newer drummer named Mike Clark on this record that wasn't on the last one. They switched the drummers up, and like I think it just made it more complex. I love this cover, but I'm really glad with this.
Nice find.
This is Aussie Scott, Blue Moon. This is on a record label called Clock Tower Records, which I'm gathering is probably a reggae label because Aussie Scott is a saxophone player, and this is his 3rd or 4th album or whatever. His first one was called My Way, and he's a reggae guy. He usually plays with some other guy his main guy. Like he usually plays saxophone with another guy. He's usually more of a side guy in a band. And then I decided to get it too because it is actually produced by Bunny Lee, who is a very famous reggae producer who like sort of started dub music.
And the title track?
Blue Moon.
Blue Moon.
There you go. Yeah, so I think it might be all him doing. Oh yeah, smoke it in your eyes. No, I don't know. I can't tell exactly. It's interesting though. Another thing I've noticed is distributed by Brad's Record Den in Bronx, New York, on White Plains Road. I don't know if this looks. Yeah, it looks like it's just put on the record. It's actually part of the original sleeve.
You ever been to the Bronx, Timmy boy?
Yeah, I have been in the Bronx, but I wouldn't know if I was in the Bronx when I was there.
Oh.
I was driving around probably. My father grew up in Queens. Clock Tower Records. It's a really nice looking label.
Like is that the Eiffel Tower on it?
Yeah, it looks like it is actually, with water in the background. It's like a water label with a picture of the Eiffel Tower on it.
Interesting.
This is Appalachian.
Appalachian, yes.
Appalachian, not Appalachian.
They say Appalachian up north, right?
Yeah. So this is this guy's first album. It's a guy named John McCutcheon and Friends. It's his record. It's on a record label called June Apple, and it's June Apple 003. So it's the third record on the record label. How Can I Keep From Singing? Has a picture of him on the back here. All the songs, except for Where Noted, most of the cases are traditional mountain songs. I really like the song called The Blind Fiddler, and I really like this one here. It's Hammer Dulcimer Medley. I don't know if it's called Dulcimer.
Dulcimer.
Is that what it is? Hammer Dulcimer.
They use them a lot in the mountains.
Very big for being very, very prominent and known for being like a really good virtuoso on that instrument.
If you guys ever have a chance to get out to Boone, North Carolina, or Blowing Rock, there's a lot of dulcimer. There's a whole dulcimer shop in the tiny town of Blowing Rock that you can walk into. It's really cool.
It's a really awesome sound. I want to show Marion afterwards because I was listening to it before she came back here. This is from June 1975. What's really interesting also that I read up on there is a lot of history about this record label. June Apple is from like a place called the Apple House or something. I can't remember. I think it's Apple House. But they started a label. It's called named June Apple, and they are located somewhere in Kentucky, right in like the middle of what the Appalachian Mountains are considered. They're right in the heartland of it, and they focus on like keeping the culture alive. And they do. It's like a center for people to go for like studying. They want to do like films.
Yeah, there's a lot of folk art centers in the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Like that.
It's really cool.
It's been around for a while, it seems, and so it's cool because it's like it's their own little label, you know.
Yep.
This is Anthony Phillips. Private Parts and Pieces, #1.
This has really cool cover art.
Straight classical music, straight cover art, but since you told me we were showing on time, I want to go quicker.
Okay.
Because I really want to spend time on these. I won't be able to spend that much. Tom Rush's Circle Game. I'm going to skip saying too much on it because I want to get to some others, but it is really, really great. It came out, the year is 1978, I think, or maybe a little earlier. I can't think of it right now. It's on Elektra, and this is a very popular album of his. It's my first one getting into him. Has albums. He did tracks, covered songs by James Taylor and Joni Mitchell and stuff.
Nice.
Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis, Sunday Down South. And I got this one. Has each one of the sides has their music. Got this because it's on the Sun label.
There you go.
Which I know
Jim and the Missus.
And they've got me into it, so whenever I see it, I feel like I have to pick it up. And then I want to show this last. Are we okay? Like we got a minute of time?
Yeah, we got a minute.
Okay, this is awesome. You know what? I haven't listened to this yet because I want to listen to it in whole. It's called Improvisations, West Meets East, Album 3. I know that Jim and the Missus will like this because it's on the Angel label, but it's a little bit different than the normal Angel label.
It's gold.
It's not the blue one. It's a different kind, and it's the reason why it is because it has the angel with 2 circles around the icon.
Watch your finger.
I'll move it. Which means all Angel SQ albums are identified by the Angel trademark and the double circle, which means Angel Stereo Quadraphonic album. So it's like a special edition of it. And basically, it's like these 2 main guys, this violinist, Yehudi, and
Yehudi
Manohin, and Ravi Shankar, and he's a sitarist, and they've 20 years apart, they saw each other play. 20 years later, the other guy saw the other guy play, and they made these albums together. Supposedly they're great, and I've been into the Indian music of India, so yeah.
Very cool. Well, I think that's it. Wrapping it up.
Yeah, go quick.
We do.
I think it's gonna rain.
I know. I think so. All right, VC. We'll check you later.
One love.